know, the experience of TomorrowWorld was much greater than Corey and I could have ever expected.
Yeah, we had so much fun meeting people from all over the world. I mean, we met people from Brazil, from Europe, from Asia, Canada, Mexico, and the list goes on and on.
You know, one of the more overwhelming things that Corey and I saw was just the sea of a humongous parking lot of vehicles just stretching as far as the eye could see. I think there were like 5 different parking lots. Once we got through the long line at the entrance of TomorrowWorld, I think it was about a 1-mile walk just to get close to where the stages were. You know, one of the funniest things I remember that Corey did right there at the beginning, he actually got up on top of one of the cars and started pumping his fists in the air towards a group of guys from Mexico. We actually went over and talked to them. Take a look. Yes, where are you guys from? Tell us about where you're from.
Mexico!
Oh, yeah! All right. Awesome.
Favorite DJ?
Armin
Van Buren, yes! Armin Van Buren. Armin! Awesome.
Here's the crew from Mexico. What part of Mexico?
From all over the country. All over Mexico City. Yeah.
When we got through, we got to this gate area where we actually were passing out the Amazing Moments card, and that's where we met Lloyd.
I'm here talking with Lloyd.
Lloyd, what's up?
With Lloyd, just talking to him a little bit about his experience at this event so far and how God has kind of touched your life. How has God kind of touched you?
Quick testimony. There was a group of people here working, and they sent everybody home. I was one of the ones that was supposed to go home, but I prayed to God because of my bills and my kids. I prayed, and just to show you how God will answer prayers, if you're sincere in your heart, God will answer all your prayers. So I'm happy to be here, man, and having a good time with a sober mind.
Absolutely, definitely with a sober mind.
So anybody looking at this, you don't have to get intoxicated to have a good time. I'm a witness to that. All giving praises to God.
After we finished talking to Lloyd, we walked across a bridge over this waterway that had a fountain like the one behind us. When we got to the other side, we made our way to our first stage that had Buddha statues on either side.
So as we were leaving the Buddha stage, we ended up walking around the area there and passing out some of the business cards for Amazing Moments. And we ended up bumping into a guy and a bunch of his friends from Victory World Church here in Atlanta. And we ended up talking. They were so excited about us there and talking to people, witnessing to people, praying with them as well. And it was amazing.
He was very excited about the fact that we were out there witnessing to people and talking about Christ. So after we talked with our friends from Victory World that we had met, we walked over and checked out some of the music under one of the tents. It's pretty awesome. Now, then we met this guy, Kent. He had one of the most awesome testimonies I think I had heard in a long time. This guy had been in South America, been tracked by these guerrilla soldiers, and he was able to make it to this sanctuary where he was safe from the soldiers, and as a result of that experience, God moved on him to start a ministry right there.
So what happened was we ended up talking about all the experiences that he went through in this orphanage area that he has been helping. They've been helping with orphans, they've been helping with children, they've been helping with single mothers and families all over that area.
Now Kent, he got so emotional while he was sharing his testimony with us, and in fact I think we talked to him for about an hour and heard 4 different stories. We were able to make a really good connection with him in hopes of actually going down there to do missionary work right there in Brazil with that orphanage. It's pretty awesome.
And he ended up being the main bodyguard security for the VIP area, which we were able to get up into the VIP area and experience meeting people and passing out the Amazing Moments cards, seeing the views that a lot of the people did not get to see. So very blessed and fortunate.
It was a very good time. We actually, very fortunate that we actually got to go up in that VIP area. It's pretty awesome.
The VIP area.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Now once we made it up into the VIP area, we noticed a couple of things. There was a bar behind us. There was actually in the very back, there was like this little buffet area where they were serving food that was equivalent of, I guess, about $20 for the
23.
food. Anyways, then we walked down into this area, which was fenced in to separate the people in VIP from the rest of the people near the stage. And we saw these little tabletops. When we made it down to the front, we saw this guy holding this American flag, and I actually ended up holding up one end of that American flag. Take a look at the clip.
So anything about the VIP that really stuck out? We had the view with the VIP, we had the music, we had the people that we met from all over the place, from Hawaii, from Alaska, from Vancouver, anywhere else. India, we met some people from India.
Definitely met some people from India. They were pretty cool as well. I remember we walked over near the stage that was playing the house music. I think there were like 8 different stages in all. So we walked over to the area that was playing the house music. After we stopped that area for a little while, we walked all the way up the hill and caught a great view of the main stage, which later on that night had at least 30,000 people in front of it when we were watching Armin van Buuren.
38,742 and a half people. There was a little person with a glow stick.
Yes, I remember that one. I remember
it
that.
was a half. But 38,742 people is a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
I also remember they had this one huge food area where they served, I think there were probably 20 different sets of individual cubicles of food stretching all the way down on this massive, massive area of a food court with all these different tables. I remember when Corey and I were sitting down just to get ourselves organized, and we were sitting down to take a little break. I remember this one girl came up and just took one of our business cards right off the table. They were even face down. It was pretty awesome. Some of the people we met right there just passing out. I think Corey and I actually went out onto that little food court area and passed out cards to just about everyone who was sitting there. Just talked to different people. We met people from all over the world, just any country in the world that you could imagine. Alaska, Russia, France, Germany, just people all the way from Asia.
Yeah, and it's amazing how people were so open and receptive to us and to the card, and to just us talking with them about life, witnessing with them and asking them questions about God and about just their relationship with God. So it was amazing how we were able to just speak with them, and even if they couldn't speak English very well, they were so open to hearing, and they had questions, and we were able even over all the music, because you had trance over here, you had drum and bass over here, you had techno over here, and house and whatever, hardcore over here. So you had all these different styles that people we were able to talk to them, which they couldn't hear very well in the first place, and on top of that, they're English. But it's amazing. We met more people that were from international places around the world than actually from America.
I think probably more than 90% of the people there were from somewhere else other than Georgia, from where the festival took place. And I remember it seemed almost as if this was the perfect environment, that people were so open to being able to us talking to them about amazing moments. It seemed the perfect environment for us to hand them a card that said amazing moments and be inspired on the back of it. It was crazy, just the amount of people who were very receptive to what we were talking about the ministry and about our purpose there, and just getting to know them. I remember actually during the day we actually went down to the front near the stage, the main stage where Armin van Buuren would be playing later on, and just checked out some of the people that were dancing there during the day. Check out this clip. Now, although the festival itself did promote a drug-free environment, it took me back to a time 10 years earlier, which was the last time I'd been to any kind of electric dance music event, where I remember being strung out on drugs. And this festival was an opportunity for me to be able to see exactly how far God has brought me in that time, and all the work that He's done within me in that period of time. And I remember actually one of the things later on in the evening when Corey and I were in front of the Armin van Buuren stage, I remember Corey looking over towards this gentleman that had passed out. He actually tapped me on the shoulder, and then we walked over there. I remember the Lord moving on me, telling me to intercede for this gentleman. So I reached out my hand and started praying for him, and Corey did the same. And then we started praying for him. I remember this other gentleman coming up next to us. His name was Eddie. And then the three of us actually got into a prayer circle and prayed for this gentleman's soul, that God would actually move on him, that God would protect him, and that he wouldn't die, that his very soul would be taken care of. And I just remember that being such an emotional moment for me, because that was just one of the many experiences that Corey and I had that confirmed that us being there that day and ministering to people and touching the lives that we touched, and God reaching the people that he reached that day, was obviously just one of the most great experiences that we could have ever had.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing that we were actually on the left side of the stage at that moment, because we were never over there the entire day until that night, until that moment. So I mean, we were there at the right time, at the right place, to be able to support somebody that was probably on the way to die. I mean, he was strung out. He had overdosed. Obviously, there was at least 6 or 7 paramedics around him. But what was amazing is that, even though there was just 3 of us out of the 30-some thousand people that were there, we were able to pray for him and be there in the gap, stand in the gap for this guy. And from the reports, no one did die at this event, which is a blessing. So yeah,
I think I've read quite a few articles online. I read something in the New York Times that I think there were only 19 medical transports from the festival the entire time, most of which for like sprained ankles or hurt knees or elbows. Now that's pretty amazing when you consider the fact that there were 140,000 people there over a 3-day period. So I mean, I would say that's quite a success, considering the fact that any other festival you go to, you're going to have people getting hurt, you're going to have people on drugs and alcohol. But I would say that all in all, it was a great success. I would have to say, above all else, based on the evidence that I saw that day and based on the way that God moved on Corey and I believe that man that overdosed is alive today because of the prayers from Corey, myself, and Eddie. I would have to definitely say that without a doubt. I would have to say that the success of TomorrowWorld and us being there to minister to people and the people that we met and the lives that were changed was just an experience that Corey and I will never forget.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I mean, just to be there and experience the music, of course, and talking with people and just being around people from all over the world and knowing that how receptive they are. I think that what was the biggest thing for me is that they're so open to hope, and everybody needs hope. And there's a lot of people that are searching. So,
not to mention that if you are that close to the stage, it is important to get earplugs.
Get earplugs.
Definitely don't go to an event like this without earplugs.
When I say ear, you say plugs. Ear.
Plugs.
Ear.
Plugs.
Okay.
AmazingMoments.org. Panama represents AmazingMoments.org.
AmazingMoments.org. AmazingMoments.org. TomorrowWorld.org.
Amazing moment.